Coming to you from Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge in Ingalls, Indiana, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. It's the Final Third Podcast.
Welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Isaiah. And today, we're doing something a little bit different. We've got quite a few pours on the docket and a beer. And
yeah,
what are we smoking?
Yeah, so today we're going to be smoking the Black Label Trading Company Lawless in the Churchill size. This is an Ecuadorian Habano Rosito wrapper with Nicaraguan binder and filler, medium to full strength. And we're going to be smoking that with several things today.
Many things.
Many things. So the first thing I'll say is just went to Pax Verum's Way Out Festival last week, and this was actually the beer that they gave away to the VIP ticket holders, I guess.
Yeah.
On the way out, this is one that Colt made called Heady Rush. It's a terpene infused smoothie IPA. So we're going to taste that one today, and then we're going to be sampling through several bottles that I found in Lexington when Lisa and I went down there last week.
Yeah, I mean, Rob and I are in no rush today, so they'll be...
That's why we got the Churchill. That's why we got it all, baby.
Yeah.
That's why we got it all.
Well,
and
cool.
we got some fun things to talk about, I'm
You
sure.
want to start on the cigar or the beer first?
Yeah, let's do a cigar.
Okay. I figured we should at least get a cold draw before we
That would
break
be a
into
good idea.
an
That would be a good
IPA.
idea.
Well,
and another reason why, other than the fact that it's just a great cigar, we have an event coming up with Black Label Trading Company. Calvin's going to come up. We're really excited to see those guys. It is September the 9th, and it's going to be from 5 to 9, I believe is what he set it up as. So he's going to be coming out. We're going to be getting some new stuff or some stuff from them. Plus, they're one of the brands that brings out certain cigars only for events. So there's going to be 2 or 3 cigars that we're going to have at that event. That's the only place you can get them. So it'd be a good time to get in here and get a box and get some stuff.
Black Label fans go crazy for their event cigars.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I have not smoked any of them, I don't think. So
I don't think I ever have either.
I'll be intrigued to do so.
Well, I've never been to a Black Label event, so
Yeah.
I think the only one around here that's ever been is probably over at Smoker's Choice, and that's been a while back.
Yeah. Well, on the cold draw, for me, I'm getting a lot of that fig sort of sweetness, and it's almost kind of savory. There's almost maybe a black pepper or something as well in there, but
There's also like and it's probably the fig you're thinking, but it's very, very raisiny.
yeah.
But there's also almost like a little chocolate on the tongue.
Oh, I could see that for sure. Yeah.
Good. It's probably from that Rosito.
Probably. Rob and I were talking about all the different rapper names people use to make them sound interesting and cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what
it's
Rosito
cool.
is.
Got these, a couple of them I wanted to try out and here, see if anybody wanted them. I had people asking for the soft flames.
Okay.
So I got it's a Colibri, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's a Colibri soft flame,
Oh, it's
the dual flame.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that today. It's turned up way too high. But
Per
that's fine.
usual with you. It is it is a campfire. Oh my goodness. Rob, that's intense. That soft flame is giant on there.
Yeah, I can turn
and
it
it's
down.
still butane.
Still butane.
Cool.
Yep. So this is probably the right way here. Yeah, so there you go. But it's still 2 jets. It's 2 flames on there, so you can actually manipulate it, make it fatter, whatever you want to do. So kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive, but it's nice.
How expensive are we talking?
I'd have to look. I think it's like $135 or something like that.
It's kind of standard.
It's
with
in the standard with Colibri, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Talk about chocolate and baking spice on this cigar. It's like
Oh yeah. And it's got a really nice smooth black pepper on the retrohale.
yeah, it's creamy.
It
Like,
is.
it's a really creamy smoke. Let's get into some beer.
Yeah,
So,
let's do it.
Heady Rush, terpene infused smoothie IPA.
And if you know us, or at least me, I'm not 100% sure on Isaiah. I'm not a huge smoothie beer fan.
We have
but
to roll the can to unlock the dankness.
Nice. Well, the reason why this was made, and honestly, I don't think Colt is a huge fan of making a bunch of the milkshakey kind of stuff, but the whole point of the Way Out Festival was make the weirdest beer you can make. And there were some really good, weird beers out there. I mean, I had some of the best sours I've ever had.
Really?
There was a pina colada sour that was delicious. But there was also, PAX had a lot of great sours and some other great beers. And then the one that won Brewery of the Year was Tarnished Hollow. This hasn't even opened yet.
They won it at Way Out
They
Fest?
won it at Way Out. And I think they actually either won last year or just had a lot of people talking about them. That's Brandon. He's actually getting ready to open up at Elwood. So I'm excited to go try his stuff because I got to try one or two of his beers, and they were actually pretty good. So,
Yeah. No, that's awesome. People who watched me pour that beer are probably going to be like, man, that guy knows nothing about beer. No, I know that with smoothie beers that you got to let them my strategy is always pour them hard so that they lose some carb and aren't just crazy filling.
pink grapefruit juice, man.
Huh.
That is so good. I love grapefruit juice.
Oh, my gosh.
That's good, isn't it?
So he said prickly pear, Alfonso mango, and blackberry kush brew gas terpenes. So
Created pink grapefruit to me. I don't know about you.
ABV 7.0. I can see the mango in there though.
Yeah, I could get into this.
I always mess with him when he like specifies like really down to the point with his fruits and stuff like that. And he's like, oh yeah, that's for the label.
Yeah.
There are some things that he's like, no, that actually does have a better flavor, but
Yeah.
it's mango.
It's mango.
Oh my gosh. How's it
like the
doing
beer?
with the cigar? Normally I don't do IPAs in a cigar.
No, it's actually not terrible. I'm glad we're only drinking half a can because it's gonna ruin the cigar long term. I think just because again IPAs and cigars don't usually go together unless you're just in the mood for an IPA.
Yeah, and this is not a pairing episode. Our last one was. So if you're looking for a pairing, check out the what did we do? Larceny Barrel Proof and the Aladino Limited Edition, which is not yet up on the board.
Put that up on the board. I forgot about that.
Come on, Rob.
That's on me.
Yeah.
So
it is.
we'll put that up today. And that is a great pairing.
Yeah,
it was a great
That
pairing.
was.
But yeah, this is actually a really good beer. I'm pleasantly surprised. I was expecting it to be a lot more on the dank side.
Yeah,
And
it's
also
not
a
as
lot more
dank.
on the milkshakey side. The one thing I do appreciate about Colt is he'll do it in the style of a smoothie, and then it'll come out looking more like a beer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I appreciate that because
Yeah.
there are so many smoothie ones that literally look like a smoothie in your glass.
Which
They're
like,
terrible.
I have liked a couple smoothie beers.
They taste good. They're just not beer. They're not beer.
They do the same job.
I know. I know. Just like Fireball is not whiskey. Sorry, Scott. Cheers.
Cheers to Dr. Johnston.
Cheers to the Fireball, man.
Yeah. I keep trying to get him to commit to doing a short segment for the show
It
because
sounds like he's kind of interested in it.
is he really?
I think so.
That's good.
I told him
because-
we were actually absolutely serious because it'd be hilarious. We just got to keep him to like a couple minutes. We can't have him go for his
No.
normal hour.
I mean, he's got 3 minutes tops.
Yes.
But he
What might even be funnier is let him just ramble on and we just cut it off at 3 minutes.
that would be good. But he is on all of these cigar Facebook pages, and he started a group chat just to complain to. That's how our group chat started.
know,
with
I know.
Scott Johnston complaining to us about
Relative
the stupidness of
humidity.
Facebook. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was actually
So-
pretty funny. But he does get on the high horse every once in a while and bashes everybody on the internet.
Well, and the funny thing is that people will go back and forth with him on it, and all they have to do is look at his profile to realize he's a PhD. And,
Yeah.
hey, dude probably knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. More
Crazy.
than likely. More than likely.
Nah, I mean, he definitely does.
Yes, he does.
just absolutely nutty. It's so funny.
It is great.
Some guy this week was complaining on Facebook that his humidor was dropping humidity when he plugged it in. And turns out he didn't have a thermoelectric one. He had one that legitimately cools. Like, it has all of the things in there for refrigeration. And
wait a minute. His relative humidity was going down when he refrigerated it?
yeah.
Should be the other way around. The cooler it gets, the relative humidity goes up.
I'm just telling you, Scott had a complete reason for it to do that.
Okay. Well, it could have been actual air conditioning that was pulling in cooler air and drier air.
Yeah.
That could have been why.
Yeah.
But true relative humidity. Let's get into true relative humidity.
Yeah, we're not going to do that because...
No, because Scott will call us out on something we said wrong.
He will. And it's fine.
It is fine.
He knows better than I do.
It's fine. Scott, you're fine.
What do I do? I have a thermoelectric humidor, and to regulate my humidity, just don't plug it in.
Yep. It works perfect. That's exactly what I do.
It works so much better.
It does. I plug mine in only during the summer.
Yeah.
Because during the summer, the room that it's in gets a little warmer, and I plug it in just to cool it down a little bit. During the winter, I unplug it.
Yeah, I haven't even plugged mine in this summer.
Your house stays a little bit more traditional or true to humidity most of the year.
It does. So I just keep it unplugged, and then I don't have to fight with it. Right now, my humidor is sitting at 68%, and that's great because I have 65% Boveda boxes in there, and they're going to collect all the humidity that they need to get through the winter again with me.
Exactly it. I think mine's sitting at 66 or 67, and I've got 65s in mine too.
Yeah.
So that's what's wild about it, man. I mean, if you use those boxes in those big humidors, some people
and by
will say,
box we mean the 320 gram.
Yeah. And the thing is, some people will use one, and that'll get the job done.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I use two because they work together, and I literally have two that I've had for probably 5 years that just bulk up in the winter or in the summer and then come down in the winter, and they just keep working back and forth. And, if you got a good environment, they'll last for a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, mine, it lasted all the way through winter. They recharge in the summer, and I don't know how long I'm going to get out of them. I've only had this humidor running a little over a year now.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to have quite a long while with those Boveda packs.
I've been really surprised with mine because I have not maintained it at home at all. I haven't paid even any attention to it because I'm smoking cigars here all day.
Yeah.
And I'll look at it maybe once a month. I'll go in there and go, oh, it's still 66, 67%. It's great.
It's like right next to my bed at the house.
Oh, nice.
And so I'll look at it probably like twice a day. But I have another one under my bed.
Is Victoria going to be okay with you having it right next to your bed?
I don't know.
She's going to say, you love that more than me.
It's true.
True. Ooh.
Sorry, Victoria. She's not listening
She's
to this.
not listening to this
There's
shit.
no
Come on,
way.
man.
Come on.
Why
dude.
would she?
No way.
I did catch Lisa the other day listening to our podcast, and I'm like, that's kind of wild. She's actually listening to us. I think she's actually just checking to see if we're talking about her. She has. She's listened to every one of them.
Yeah.
But it's only because
#1
you're trying to
fan.
figure out if we're talking about you. She has literally walked in the room and smacked me. I'm like, what? She's like, I heard what you said on the podcast. I'm like,
It's like, I don't remember what I said on the podcast.
I don't, man. I don't remember what we talked about last week. Huh? Oh yeah. So that's what it was. There was we were talking about the people that came here for the PCA meeting.
Yeah.
And it was the cigar box. I couldn't remember his name, and she's like, she walks in the room and just, what's it, Mike? Matt? Yes, Matt. So she comes in the room and goes, Matt. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm answering your question. Yeah, she'll do that stuff to me a lot.
Yeah, I can't do that. It just feels rude to walk into somebody and just say a random name. Like, doesn't even make sense.
Well, we I I don't know. Do you listen to the show?
This show?
Yeah.
No.
The only time I do
here's
is
the
if I'm
deal.
traveling.
I
and I'm
edit
waiting on
it.
a podcast.
Yeah.
So-
Also, if I know it was a particularly funny show, like My Last Day show, I listen to that one.
By the way, we probably need to set the equipment up on your bachelor party night.
I was kind of thinking about
Get
that.
a little bit of it. Honestly, if it comes to the point where it's not really good to
We
put
can
out,
have it anyway.
we'll just have it thrown on the TV one night for people to come and watch or something. We need to actually you need to have the drunken episode available for us to have playing during the bachelor party too.
No, people don't need that.
Dude, everybody's keeps asking me about it.
We'll just make a memory for them.
Make a memory.
Make a memory.
Oh my gosh. I guess we could just.
They can see it live and in action.
They will. They'll see it live and in action.
Oh, yeah.
Are you having fun with the new toy?
I am, man. Honestly,
This is
I
step
think
the
our
game
audio
up.
came out really well last week. And then the other thing is now I can do stuff like this. So every time you talk about your mom or dad being dead, I'm just going to be like,
Nice. Wow.
yeah.
I'm depressed.
Now he's sad. Yeah. We're getting some stingers and stuff in here. So hopefully, I don't know, it just add another
They'll
element
just pop
to the
up every
show.
once in a
Yeah,
while.
Yeah.
We'll get Isaiah saying something really stupid.
Whatever.
He'll never record it for it, though. That's the problem. It's always going to be my stupidity, not his.
Well, yeah, I'm the guy with the power here, Rob.
I'm the guy that bought the damn thing for you.
No, our sponsors bought it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, man.
So we're pretty much professional.
Yeah, we're pretty much
Pretty much.
I mean, by saying it, it's obviously true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be able to do some like Zoom shows, that do video call stuff. So hopefully we can start lining people up
That'll be great. Yeah.
to do that because
Well, once we get ready, let me know. We'll just contact a couple people and get them on.
Yeah.
Because I know I know a lot of people really enjoyed that show with Alan Bishop. I'm sure we can get him on again.
yeah, I mean we could do a
We can get the boys from Starlight to come on sometime.
that'd be tight.
Yeah, all over the place, man. It'll
Yeah.
make it a whole lot easier to get people on.
Yeah, the Alan Bishop show was amazing.
It was.
Have you talked any more with him about him coming up for a release?
No, I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it up, dude. He's one person down in there, and he's just we've texted a few times, and he said, "Oh man, I'm gonna give you a call," and then he gets working all night, and he
He's
never
just
gets a
covered
chance.
up.
He's very covered up. So, I would say probably not, but I'm gonna keep asking him. I'd like to have him and Justin come up and be here for a while.
Well, that would be fun. Also, we could pin it as good publicity for Spirits of French Lick.
Oh
so.
yeah. I just want people to give Brandy a chance. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's a fine girl.
She's more than a fine girl.
She'd be a good wife too.
Well, she might be an abusive wife. These ones might be an abusive wife.
These might be. Oh my gosh.
They will get you in trouble for real.
Well, we don't have any. Well, we've got maybe an ounce of the Lee Sinclair finished one. That's the only one we got left now
Oh my goodness.
of the two sample bottles.
Have you been drinking on them?
I've been sharing them with everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's good.
loves them.
That's good.
All right, I want to get in some whiskey.
Dude, I'm cracking up at this. This is rough. Okay, so this bottle is called Dexter 3 Wood. It's a straight bourbon whiskey finished with 200-year oak, maple wood, and cherry wood. It's from Brain Brew Custom Whiskey. It is 50.3%. And let's see what we can find out about it.
There's not a lot of information about it,
Not a whole lot.
but it does say it's made and bottled by Dexter, so it should not be, or not Dexter, by Brain Brew.
Yeah, it does
So it
say
shouldn't be
produced, finished,
sourced.
and bottled.
I really enjoy it. You may not. But I really
the
like it.
interesting thing to me about this is this neck tag.
Mhm.
The neck
I thought that
tag
was kinda funny,
looks
too.
like old cigarette packaging advertisement, and it says ultimate recommendation, one of the top 12 bourbons in the world.
The world, baby. Yes.
According to the Ultimate Spirits Challenge 2020.
Which no one knows anything about.
That's the beautiful thing about awards is that I could make up an awards organization and call Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge the most premium tobacco retailer in the entire world.
Actually, no, the universe.
Yes. You know what? That'll make it even more believable.
It's hard to press to even find a good cigar lounge on Mars.
I'll bet it is. I wonder.
You missed your button, man. You could have had the button going.
We're figuring it out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, bud.
So today we're getting into one of the top 12 bourbons in the world. And it's so top that you have never heard of it.
Nope.
But it's one of the top 12 in the world. So I knocked my cigar over talking too much.
So what we got here is we've got Dexter, which is out of Ohio. I found these in Lexington. They're not distributing in Indiana yet that I know of.
Yeah.
But Dexter, Bluegrass, which they're in downtown or right next to, they're downtown Lexington. And then you've got Circle City Whiskey Company. This is their bottle and bond that will be coming out. As soon as they get transferred over to Indiana Small Batch, I'll be buying from them. And then the Brothers of the Leaf, which if you listen to Alan Bishop's show, he just had the boys from Brothers of the Leaf on his show. And they kind of did a little shout out to us about we need to do a collaboration at some point with them. And so I found a bottle of their rye down there. That was the only one they had was the rye, not the bourbon. And I liked it. I think you're going to really like it because it's got that more spice to it that is not always my jam, but I know it's yours.
Totally. This Dexter is pretty good.
It's a lower proof. It's only 100 proof.
Yeah, it drinks hotter than 100
does.
proof, and it kind of reminds me of a toasted bourbon. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of those woods were toasted. It has a lot of spice in the back end, and it is almost. This sounds mean. It's almost more like a younger whiskey spice. Like it's not a rye spice or anything like that. It's just kind of that heat.
Well, it's not
it's
super
really
dark.
No,
but it doesn't have an age statement, so that means it has to be at least 4 years. So at least 4 years on it. So that's not a bad thing. I was pretty impressed with something I'd never even heard of.
Well,
and obviously it's in the top 12 in the world. So
it is a top 12 in the world.
Yeah, it had to be good. So, I'd love to talk to their marketing people, find out how much they laughed about that.
Dexter Whiskey, top 12 in the world.
Yeah. Fade it out, baby. Fade it out. But I was really impressed with it. I was shocked how good it was. And honestly, it wasn't an expensive bottle. None of those were expensive. I'm thinking maybe what is the maker's BEP go for?
It's like 75 or 80.
Yeah, I think I got that one for that was the only one that was $79.99. The other ones were $59.99. Bluegrass I got Bluegrass there. The Brothers Leaf and Dexter, I think we're both $59.99 or something.
Yeah, I was cracking up when you sent the picture because you bought like all toasted, every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that was the only thing new. Really.
The Dexter is not confirmed toasted, but it tastes toasted.
Tastes toasted, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So, did you do a tour at Bluegrass?
Yeah, I did a tour at Bluegrass. It takes like 26 seconds. Their place is tiny.
Really?
Oh, this room, it's not much. It's probably maybe twice the size of our room here, the whole entire distillery. But they, in the next couple months, are opening up an insanely beautiful place. It's out on the outskirts. It's going to be huge on like, I don't know how many acres they've got, but I guess probably 20, 30 acres.
Wow.
It's beautiful. They got a big barn. They're going to have a really beautiful tasting room, and obviously the distillery is going to go out there and everything else. So they've really stepped their game up. Right now, they're using 2 little bitty pot stills. That's all they've got.
And that's what they're running for.
That's what they're running for everything. So
that's
they're
crazy.
Step their game up a lot.
When I've been in Nashville, I've seen pics of Bluegrass stuff.
Yeah.
And For them
Yeah.
to be that small and putting picks out, even just a state away, like
I was shocked. I was
That's,
shocked at how small they were. But honestly, they're making great stuff.
yeah, good for them.
We tried.
man.
Lisa ended up buying a bottle of one of their original releases, which was Blue Run or Blue something.
Their blue corn one.
No, it's just that was the name of the brand. They
Okay.
did the same thing kind of the New Riff did. They had their source whiskey to start out with, which was a different name.
Yeah.
And then when they had their own stuff, it was Bluegrass.
Okay.
And so she bought one of those, which was in a Sauternes barrel. I think it's how you pronounce it. And she really liked it. It was a little funky.
Yeah.
But she liked
A
it.
lot of times those Sauternes barrels, like they impart a note that I think of as like cantaloupe. Like
She said that. That's
Did
exactly
she
what
really?
she said. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's like the signature of flavor for me from Sauternes.
That's cool that you said that because it's exactly what she came up with that.
And it's really interesting because if you have a pretty heavy bourbon in a Sauternes barrel, it is not. I have never liked a super rich, like full bourbon that was put in a Sauternes barrel.
Oh, yeah?
But you get one that leans more lighter and fruity and floral, and it's a good time. Yeah, all
There we
right,
go.
Robert.
There we go. Get it behind my back. It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to go ahead and while we're in the kind of the middle here, we have some events coming up. So if I at least go through those so everyone knows what's going on. August the 30th is Spa Day number 2.
Spa Day.
So if you've ever been here on usually Wednesdays, but she's been here other days. Andrea is one of our regulars here, and she owns a salon and she does massages and all that stuff. So she's going to be coming in here doing 15-minute massages for $20, and
Yeah.
it'll be a good time on that night. And I think she's actually bringing somebody to do manicures too. So that'll be something else. So you can get your manicure.
Yeah. Scott DeShong told me that they were wonderful.
Pedicure. Well,
Pedicure.
maybe manicure. Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
You did a
pedicures are
pedicure?
freaking great.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they are.
Man,
I'm
those-
getting ready to schedule
those
my
poor
second
ladies.
one. Oh, it's amazing. So then August 31st, which is a Thursday night, the Indiana Bourbon Clubs meet up. They usually come in here and meet up. So we get a few people coming and hanging out. So if you are part of the Indiana Bourbon Club, that's always a nice night to come out and maybe meet a couple people from the club that you maybe don't know, or bring some of your buddies from the club. September 2nd, we have the acoustic, Acoustic Junkies. It's a duo that comes in. They're going to do like a duo set. They travel around and do a lot of local music, and we don't know much about them, but we've heard great things. And one of the girls that's in it, she's a regular of ours. So we're like, yeah, bring her in. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Then we got, like I said, Black Label Trading Company coming up on September the 9th from 5 to 9. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Is just Calvin coming for that?
Calvin, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. We'll eventually hopefully get some of the brand owners to come in with those. But I mean, we're brand
Calvin's
new.
a good time. too.
Calvin's a blast, man. You guys are going to love him. And then we've got the Ingalls Fall Festival coming up September the 16th, which is literally right across the railroad tracks from us. Crux and Case Elegance are doing a collaboration event.
Oh, cool.
And that one's coming up September 28th. And then just looking further out, October 10th to the 12th, we're going to be closed
Okay.
because we want a vacation. So we're going to take a
Yeah.
vacation, which that's only Tuesday through Thursday. So it's not a big deal.
You guys don't even show up anyway.
Tell me about it.
I'm just kidding.
And then
Wednesdays are packed.
Wednesdays are packed. And then the last one on the list right now, October 21st, set your calendars for this. Aladino's in the house.
Oh yeah.
Gusto and Trey Mac will be here.
Gusto's actually
big
going to
one.
be here.
Yep. I think that might be one of his last events he's going to do until I think he's having surgery on his knees, Lisa? Yeah, on one of his knees. He's been having some issues, and it's time for him to get his knees back to health. So
Yeah.
we'll be having him out here. So we'll have, of course, during all the events, we do really good deals on boxes. You're going to get 20% off boxes plus any of the freebies that they give out, which are usually cigars for every 4 or 5 you buy. You walk away with a lot of cigars and a lot of fun too. And I'm sure we're going to probably pull some pairings up too, especially with the Black Label stuff. Because other than maybe the Rave, everything else that they have is medium to full.
Yeah.
And so we can do some really good pairings. That would go really great with our old fashioned or any of our barrel picks too. So yeah, so that's some stuff coming up. So if you guys are able to get out here and be a part of some of our events, I think our events really go well, and they're very well attended. So hopefully you guys can get out here and hang out with us. So my commercial is over.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this Dexter whiskey quite a bit. Are they calling it a bourbon? Yeah, it's a straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, actually,
I was pleasantly surprised. And I will say, out of all the ones I got, so I got that one, the Bluegrass, the Brothers, the Leaf, and the BEP from Makers.
Yeah.
I got all 4 of those. That was my winner of the 4.
Okay.
Just flavor.
Yeah.
Bluegrass was right behind it. Then Brothers of the Leaf, and then Makers. But it's only because I'm not a Makers guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people would say that Makers BEP is the winner by far, but it's just not my jam. So
Okay. So they have a cocktail recipe on the back of this. Have you seen this? So what you're going to do right now is critique this recipe. This is their original 1862 old fashioned. 1.5 ounces of Dexter bourbon.
Okay.
3 drops of bitters.
You do 3 drops of bitters.
1 teaspoon of simple syrup. Stir with ice for 10 revolutions. Then garnish with a lemon peel.
It might be fine.
No. The craziest thing to me is you're going to ask for 1.5 ounces of bourbon. So
that's a tiny, tiny cocktail.
I mean, standard is 2 ounces.
Yeah, but I mean, ours is more like 2.5. Well, it's more like almost 3 ounces with everything together.
I mean, 1.5 ounces is just bourbon.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So you switch from ounces to
teaspoons and drops.
Teaspoon and drops.
Maybe that's how they did cocktails back in that day.
Nobody knows how they did cocktails back in that day.
Their great grandpa had it written down how they did the recipes, Isaiah. They're the only one in the world that ever did that.
Yeah. And somehow he owned a jigger so that he could do ounces.
1.5 ounces, yes.
But forgot to use it to measure his simple syrup.
Well, because you only want a teaspoon.
Only a teaspoon.
Exactly. No, I'm sure it's fine.
I bet that's like, I bet a teaspoon's close to 3/4 ounce.
Not a teaspoon. Tablespoon. Teaspoon wouldn't. Teaspoon's less than 1/2 ounce, I bet.
I don't know. Huh.
Our wonderful new table is brought to you by Deadwood Live. That's D-E-D Wood Live. Go check them out on Facebook and see what Derek can do for you. From bars to tabletops to a giant podcast table, they specialize in making super high quality furniture from live edge woods and reused barrels. So reach out to them on Facebook and see what they can do for you.
Hey Siri, how many ounces are in a teaspoon? 0.17 fluid ounces. So it's not even a quarter of an ounce.
That's low.
Yeah.
Of course, it's also...
But also it's a sweeter bourbon, so I mean, it might be fine. You're going to be definitely tasting the bourbon a lot more.
They are really trying to get you to only taste the bourbon. Because 3 drops.
3 drops.
How do you do 3 drops, Rob?
I don't know.
I'm
just sitting here thinking, if you do a double,
Angostura bottle.
Think about it. You do a double of that, you got 3 ounces, and you got barely a quarter of an ounce of simple.
Which we do a 1/2 ounce of simple here.
Yeah, or a quarter if someone wants to be a little less sweet, but it just depends on what you like.
That's
ridiculous. I'm really digging this stuff, man.
Yeah, man. It's great. Also, this Lawless is fantastic.
It really is.
It doesn't... It's Habano, but it's a dark Habano.
Yeah.
Still has those. Still has a lot of those richer, more chocolatey characteristics in it, but that baking spice quality, almost that kind of like toasted wheat bread thing, is still there as well.
Well, it'd be interesting to find out, because I mean, a lot of brands do this. Their binder and filler are Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what tobacco that is? I mean, it could be anything. It'd be nice to see them break it down a little bit more, like La Galera does. La Galera does a great job of breaking down all the tobaccos. Maybe not all of them, but for the most part, even though you can never recreate that blend.
I mean, it's
to
not
make
like
it
you're
taste the
giving out a
same.
recipe.
No. I mean, each field is going to change your tobacco flavor. So,
Yeah. Crazy. They're all secretive.
Yes.
It's one thing if you were in the beer space doing that, but
damn, son, you're drinking up. You got a rough day coming up or something?
no. I literally poured light so we could work through this stuff.
Okay.
Catch up, Buttercup. Let's go. For the boys. So we're about to get into this bluegrass. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's a single barrel, 117 proof, toasted oak, in which it was secondary aged in toasted oak.
Okay.
And it is the words that we all love, non-chill filtered. I had made a Manhattan last night with a non-chill filtered product.
You made a Manhattan last night's what you made.
What?
It was a man's Manhattan last night. That was a big boy.
It was a double.
That's good.
Trying
Trying to get me hammered, aren't you? Damn it.
What do you got to do today?
Work.
That's a joke. You got time to sober up before people show up.
True. It's too hot outside right now.
Yeah, I know. But I had made one with a non-chill filtered product that was at cask strength, and it clouded up on me immediately once it hit the ice.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not the most beautiful presentation,
Who
but
cares? Tasted
who
good, didn't
cares?
it?
Yeah.
What do you use?
Your favorite?
Oh, yeah, you used the Amberana crap. That's right.
Starlight Cigar Batch Rye.
Gosh. Trying to find something good for it.
Well, honestly, one of the better ways to drink that, but still not the best Manhattan.
Yeah. I just don't know what that's good for or anything, man. I can't even think that would be a good old fashioned. And I like rye old fashions. I just can't think that would be a good old fashioned.
Well, the hard part is the one that I have is super like dry cinnamon forward.
Oh, okay.
Like it almost lacks in sweetness. It leans towards that. So I figured in a cocktail you'd be able to add that sweetness. No, it blew the vermouth completely out. Like the best sip was right when you got to the bottom with the cherries and they had released some of that juice. Like,
you know, it might be interesting to do that. Now, it would not look as pretty as a traditional Toronto, but it might be interesting to use that in a Toronto with the Fernet and see what the Fernet would do with that.
I think that could be really medicinal in a good way.
In a good way. I think it could actually help it. I may bring mine back in and try it that way and see if I can save that bottle. By the way, you know,
I keep thinking that I'm just going to pour it over apple cider.
Probably would help it.
I think it'd be great.
Might be fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, next time you do a performance or a worship or something like that, you should just walk out and play this song. I Want You Back by young Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
just walk out and do that, man.
I have only ever played this live one time.
You played it live once?
Yeah.
Could you get your voice that high?
No.
Yeah.
No,
And that's what's so
absolutely
cool. We were
not.
talking about this the other day when this came on. I'm like, this song literally is like, well, I don't know how old Michael Jackson was. I'm guessing maybe 10,
Yeah.
8, 10, whatever. Little guy. And this song is still one of their most popular songs they play, I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. And I'm like, how many adults still listen to this kid sing and wail out, man? I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, it's just about as popular as all the Kids Bop stuff.
Way more popular. No, that's just more popular because every parent plays it and just puts their earbuds in to listen to something else.
Yeah, we never did Kids Bop growing up. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Our girls loved it.
You were like, oh, this is clean for the kids. They
Yeah,
can listen to
they can listen.
secular music.
Exactly. It's fine. We were progressive. What are you talking about?
Progressive. Okay. On to this bluegrass.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even sipped it yet. It smells toasted. It smells light and toasted.
It's
Leaning
good.
on more of the confectionery sugars, not like your dark brown sugars or anything like that. On the palate, that is thick and rich.
It is, and it just keeps building.
Yeah.
Flavor just keeps building for a good half minute.
And it ends on a more floral note, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah,
But
really nice, almost mapley.
yeah.
You get that
I
maple
can
kind
see
of
that.
finish on it.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with it, man. I'm hoping we can get some of this stuff in here at some point.
Yeah.
So this one here was a little bit more expensive only because they do, they call it the philanthropy series, where they actually give $15 to the charity of their choice at that time, which that's a Carnegie charity there. And I'm like, I don't have a problem. I think it was $70. I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. It's a $55 bottle.
That's still not bad.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. That's cool.
And for such a small place to be able to do that, that's kind of cool too. And they're going to be small long, man. I'm telling you what, after they get this new location, they're going to be able to make tons and tons of whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah. And everything that I've had from them is solid. The first thing I ever had from them was their blue corn. So it was a bluegrass blue corn pick.
Yeah, yeah.
That I think Nashville Daily Spirits did.
They said, let me sample one of those. It was good.
A store in the Berry Hill neighborhood of Nashville. And it was fantastic. It was grain forward. Like, you have to like a blue corn bourbon.
Sure.
But it was a really good representation of one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have all their barrels in that room too?
They had a few.
Or did they have a couple outbuildings, or what was that
Well,
situation like?
there was no outbuildings on site there. I don't know where they were keeping their barrels. The only thing I could think of, which we went over next door after there, and we had lunch, and there was a brewery there called 6th Street, I think it is, brewery.
Yeah.
Fantastic beer there too. And the restaurant that was attached to them, I had probably it was blackened catfish and grits.
Oh,
My God, that was good. Oh my God, it was good.
God
And their beer was
bless.
great and
Yeah.
everything else too. But when I went back and looked into their brewery, they had barrels lined up along the wall. So I'm assuming that they're using that as part of their barreling. I can't imagine. I didn't see anything on their menu that was barrel aged.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming maybe they're helping store some of their
yeah,
barrels back there.
bluegrass. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But once they get the new location, they'll have all the room in the world.
Yeah. Did we already work through your list of things to talk through?
I don't know. Did we?
I don't know. What was the cigar lounge you went to in Lexington?
Yeah, I went to Leaf and Barrel.
Okay.
Those boys came up here before they had opened up. They've been open for about 6 months. They came up here and was just kind of checking things out and wanting to, get some ideas and stuff. And they're opened up down there now, and they're in Lexington, or not Lexington, North Lexington. I think Georgetown's the name of the town. But they're in a strip mall there, and they're kind of going through the early win struggles, getting customers in there and building the clientele. But it's a nice little spot, man. I mean, it's pretty big space. It's probably almost twice the size of us. But they're working through getting some, getting their liquor selection built up and cocktail menu and their cigars and all that stuff. So be a good place to grow with for some people. That's for sure. If you're in that area, it's definitely worth a shot. And got to hang out with Larry, which he's one of the owners there, and just a really nice guy.
Do they
So we had a good
have?
time.
Are they mostly boutiques, or do they have a lot of heritage brands?
A little bit
or-
of both. A
Okay.
little bit of both.
Yeah,
they
that's
they
good.
have a lot of the Aladino stuff there, which it's actually I think like 10 minutes from Trey Mac's house.
Is
So
it
he lives
really?
really close
Yeah.
to there. Yeah.
That's good.
I remember where we put our notes together. There we go.
Just in notes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So we'll just talk
Yeah.
about this stuff.
Oh yeah. So you were out on your porch smoking cigars in this weather.
No, that was Monday or no, Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was beautiful
It
outside.
was nasty.
Dude, there was a
Tuesday.
cool breeze on my front porch. I don't know what you guys were complaining about because me and
Dude,
Bother were sitting outside. It was beautiful.
on your front porch.
Well, he was at his house. So I don't know if maybe just being east a little bit further than you guys was.
I think both
the
are
key.
as fans on his porch.
I didn't, and it was like a breeze coming in down the road. It was
You're
beautiful
probably
out there.
sitting out there in your boxers again.
No, man, I was sitting out there. I sat out there for like 3 hours,
Oh my gosh.
smoking and drinking. It was
Dude,
beautiful.
it's been like a sauna out here.
I don't know what it was. We must have been in a pocket because it was nice. It was beautiful. No humidity at all that day. It was so weird.
I think you were lying.
I'm not lying, man.
You're a lie.
I might have been drunk, but I wasn't lying.
You got into some pours.
That wasn't. Was that day?
Yeah,
that was that day.
that was that
That
day.
probably was why. Then,
Yeah. That's what, like, you were drinking some Stag, couple
Cabin
other
Hill
thi-
17.
Yeah, I was just like,
Oh yeah, that was a good night.
dude, I don't know how you're not a furnace. Like, drinking cash strength pours. First of all, that already heats me up. But then being outside in this, I
was
don't.
beautiful.
I didn't get it. I was a little bit jealous of it, but I didn't.
Yeah, because I think I had, well, all 4 of these, plus the BEP, Heaven Hill 17, Stag Junior. There was 1 or 2 more. I
Yeah.
don't care what they were, but
Yeah. Casually.
casually. Yeah.
Casually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I've
sitting
been
out-
on a bottle kill spree at the house, just trying to get through stuff.
trying to make room for his wife to move in. Not lying. You know I'm
Not
right.
lying. He's
Yeah.
not lying. She's not happy with how many bourbon bottles I have. And there's a lot of them that are like half drank or even less than that. So what do? You make a couple cocktails every evening.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Why is your attitude changing, Isaiah? I don't know.
Oh,
You told me to drink it. I don't know.
Yeah. I dipped into a Starlight bottle that I had recently got.
Which one was that?
That was their 7-year gin.
Oh yeah, how was that?
So-
That's what you were gonna bring today. You forgot.
No, you told me you don't like gin.
I don't like gin, but you said you were gonna bring it.
Oh, okay.
But no.
I didn't want to.
No.
Well, if I knew we were going to do beer and all that stuff, we probably could have done gin.
It's all fine.
But it is, I don't know what in anybody's mind says, yeah. I mean, first of all, gin typically is an unaged product.
Yeah.
And then the barrel aged gins, you're talking like a year, maybe 2. 7 years?
That's
That's
an
higher
age.
aged than most of the bourbons they're putting out.
Did they just like forget about it? Like
That's
oh,
all I
shit.
can guess.
Oh, shit, we got
That's
gin.
all I can guess.
Was it any good?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, it
What
leans.
did it do? So what? Just straight new oak? What they aged in?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, if they didn't state it being finished, it was probably just oak.
Yeah.
New oak.
Yeah, I don't know what they finished it in or what the barrel was, but it was really good. It cut down on a lot of the sharp juniper notes, and
good.
it leans more black pepper. It's kind of a savory gin.
See, and that's the thing I don't like about gin. It's usually the juniper. If you can get one that's more citrus forward, I don't mind them at all. But or botanical. When you get into that heavy juniper or pine needles thing, I
Yeah.
hate it.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean,
But I tried it, and then I made some a couple bee's knees cocktails with it, which is it's a gin, honey, and lemon drink. And you basically shake it; it gets nice and frothy because
I'm
of
sure that's
the
good.
lemon juice in there, and it was fantastic.
I bet it was.
It
yeah.
was.
Well, and that's one of the things I'm trying to get a bottle of, which I ordered it, and apparently my distributor didn't get it to me. But by the way, if you're listening, you know who you are. But it's the Aquavit from
Yeah.
French Lick, which is similar kind of process of gin.
Yeah.
And they use that for their Bloody Marys down there, and it was delicious. So I'm trying to get some
I'm
of that to play
surprised you
around
remember
with.
how good it was, Rob.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was a day. That was a day.
It was a day. It was a great day.
It was a great day, but
Great day.
man, we drank a lot.
That German place was not as good as I remembered it being.
I was with you, but I was also drunk, so I didn't remember a lot. So
We were in a German place, and Rob was singing YMCA.
let's say really.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
There
for
was
whatever
only
reason.
one other table in there, the people. There's
I
nobody else
know.
there.
and the table that had people was right next to ours. And
Apparently, I said schnitzel bitches once or something.
yeah,
Is that where that came from? 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't remember saying that either.
but it was in the group chat, and the first time you wrote it, you said schnitzel
Birches.
births, BIRTHES.
That's just Siri correcting me.
It wasn't Siri correcting you. You typed it. Man, hang up and hang out. Somebody's trying to call me.
Answer it and get them on the show.
It's healthcare. They're probably like, hey,
Hey,
actually, I have no clue what they'd be.
hey, are you smoking a
about.
cigar and drinking right now? You should stop.
Cut it out. Quit while you're ahead. They'll leave
This
me a
bluegrass is so
voicemail.
good.
I'm trying to get rid of all my healthcare stuff. Just
Yeah.
get rid of them.
Yeah.
I hate doctor's appointments.
God, me too, man.
I
Me
just
too.
Went through carpal tunnel surgery on both wrists, and it's like I finally passed inspection. That's what I'm
Inspection.
Well, you go there for all these checkups. They want to do these long-term checkups with you, all this and that. And then eventually you get to the point where they're like, yeah, you're good. You're cleared. Okay, that's great. I could have told you that before I drove up to Westfield.
And paid another, visit.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably part of the whole thing, but still.
Oh, it is. They're trying to get their money. It's workers' comp, man. So,
Aha.
yeah. So I'm not paying for it other than gas and time.
Which is still on your employer. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not your gas, probably, but your
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah. It counted toward my working hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did get in our, we got a sign in that was showing our private barrel coming from Elijah Craig. Heck yeah. And it's, from what I hear now, we should be within 2 or 3 weeks of getting it, but I've heard that before, and I'm not holding out any hope on that. But the spiritual French leg, talking to Brooklyn, she said, the conservatively, and this was a week and a half ago now, we should have it within 3 weeks. So we should be a couple of weeks away at the most right now. So
From a giant drop here.
that's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you
Get
guys
both
to try
the
that.
Elijah Craig and the.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be
lot.
a good time.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get, and that's one thing I know Dirk and I have been talking about, trying to get a little bit of an event showing up here, or even just a quick drop of, hey, we're releasing it this night, and try to get people to come out from his crew and our crew to come out and
That'd be
try
great.
that, and hopefully drink through quite a bit of that. Now, I will say it's over 140 proof, so we're not going to be doing normal single and doubles on that one, because a 4-ounce double of that,
That'll knock
you
you
won't be able
over.
to walk to your car.
Yeah, I think
So we're probably going to do 1 ounce,
and
and doubles will be 2 ounce. Now we'll price them accordingly. It won't be
Okay.
expensive, but we'll probably do 1 ounce singles and 2 ounce doubles
yeah.
just for that reason. But you got to try it. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And down the road, I'd love to get in a more traditional, like 120-ish proof apple brandy from them, like that Clifty, something like that.
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is
that's still 129.
it's 129, but it's not 147.
It's not 147. That is true.
That is true. So we'll try to get some of those in down the road if we can get some apple brandy lovers in here. But once you try it, man, you're going to love it.
I was
Trust
scrolling through secondary yesterday and saw somebody put up an Obtainium light whiskey from Cat's Eye Distilling. So those are most commonly MGP light whiskeys, which are, I mean, it's what Heaven Hill 20 was. It's a light whiskey. It's corn whiskey, the proof on it, he put the hazmat symbol on next to the bottle. And I was like, oh, I wonder what the proof is. 160.5.
What?
Yeah. Could you imagine
God.
even drinking that?
No. I mean, I want to try it,
Oh, I'd want to try it,
but
too.
I don't think it would be.
I feel like
It won't
would,
be a sipper.
it would dissolve in your mouth.
Oh, it won't be a sipper. It's definitely something you're going to have to
Straight
put
vapors.
on over an ice, or
Yeah.
if it tastes good. That's the
Yeah.
thing too. Does it even have good flavor? Wow. It's crazy. Someone was in here the other day and like, oh yeah, I dubbed a new term. I'm like, what's that? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, my buddy and I were talking and he's like, man, I feel like I've just become a proof whore. And I'm like, we've been using that for a long time. He's like, well, I thought everyone said proof hound. I'm like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do, but we're not politically correct here. So.
It's just true.
But I will say, and that was one of the things, like Eric Jansen was here yesterday. Shout out
to Eric.
Yeah,
God
he brought in a whole bunch of Peerless for us to try. It was nice. Dan Hand, another shout out, get you drunk. He was here too. He brought a couple of picks. One was a Bardstown pick, which was really good, and then Wyoming whiskey, which was fantastic.
I've had some great stuff from
Wyoming my gosh,
whiskey.
It was so good. So we got to try all those yesterday. We had 15 bottles on the table we were drinking.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all really good stuff. But Eric was talking about the Peerless and a lot of the stuff that he does with Peerless, and wanted to do a pick and maybe a tasting up here sometime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He's also working on something kind of special, and I'm going to tease it out here because I don't know if he wants me to say who it was yet, but it could rhyme with Ichters.
Okay.
So hopefully we might be able to get a cool thing out there. No one's going to know what that is, obviously. No. So hopefully he can get that set up.
Well, and if you do know what that is, make sure to tease him about it because he's going to be on the next episode with us.
Yep, next week we'll have him on here, and it's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a blast.
So we did come up with a really good podcast idea.
Okay.
We're going to get Eric and Carson on the show together.
Okay.
And if you know Eric and Carson, they're the same person but opposite genders.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the one couple you see that when you listen to them talk, you think these two people absolutely hate each other.
Surely they don't like each other.
And yeah, but they love each other.
They do.
Yeah, it was great. They're such a cool little couple. They're going to be getting married next year, and but he said, yeah, we ought to have us both on the show. I'm like, dude, that could be hilarious.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So we'll have to have them both on the show sometime. It could be next week. I don't know if he's going to bring her along or not.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's available or if she has to work.
I bet she has to work.
I think she does.
Having him Friday at noon.
Right.
Which he's on the clock, but he's working from home.
He'll be working.
He'll be working.
Yeah.
He will have his email open.
Yes. Yes.
Which is important. Just having the email.
He'll just responding back to all his emails. Schnitzel, bitches.
Yeah.
We should get T-shirts maybe. It just says Schnitzel, bitches. Birches.
Schnitzel birds.
Schnitzel birds. There'll be about 6 people that know what that means.
It would be. We do need to get some podcast merch going. But
let us know if because we'd love to get some fun merch just for fun. I mean, we're not gonna make any money doing it, but we'd like to get some stuff. Would you rather have hats or T-shirts?
Yeah, let us
know because we got to get something. We'll get a really good picture of Isaiah on his bachelor party, drunk as hell, and we'll throw that on a shirt.
Not me.
Oh, you.
Never me.
Oh, you. Oh, you.
Couldn't be me.
I got to get you passed out on the red couch so you quit bitching to me about doing that.
It was funny, man.
It was funny.
It was funny.
You're going to be funny, though.
Oh, yeah. It'll be good. Rob was already talking about getting this stuff out and recording the show during it. So
we're going to.
Yeah, I mean...
Although I'm going to need you to show me how to use the board because you're probably not going to be in any condition to use the board.
I'll be great. Mike will be here.
Michael's
going to be here.
That's right.
Isaiah Long's going to be here. So is my buddy Brandon, and he's an audio engineer professionally. So we'll be fine.
We'll let them run the show, and you and I can have fun.
There you go.
That'll be fun.
I think so.
I mean, we might have to have some. Well, and that actually would be pretty good to have that recorded because, I know you're not going on your honeymoon immediately. You're going later on. So whenever you go on the honeymoon, we could throw out the bachelor party episode during your honeymoon.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That would be great.
We will need to record that week anyway, so it might just go the following Monday.
We could throw a very special episode with Isaiah and Rob.
Isaiah and Rob.
Isaiah and his last day of freedom.
That's a funny thing. Like, I think it was you that sent that thing. Like, married men are the worst.
Dude, that was one of the funniest comedy specials I have ever seen.
Who was that?
It had to be because I was drinking. But man, who was that? I can tell you real quick.
So Rob sent me
my
this
God.
clip from a comedy special he was watching on Netflix, I think it was.
It was.
And this guy was saying, like, married men are the worst advertisements for marriage.
They really are. They really are. He's like, married men come up and, they look at a guy that's getting married. He's like, don't do it. And his wife's like, oh, you're so funny. He's like, no, really, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
He's like, you're going to go to Marriage Mountain. It's where all the blowjobs go to die. Oh, my God. It was funny. I'm trying to find where it was. I know I sent that out.
Yeah, you sent it in the chat.
I know, but it's not. All the pictures aren't showing up right.
My goodness.
I'll find it. Keep talking amongst yourself.
Yeah, will do.
You have it? Oh.
No, I'm sure it's here.
What the heck was Dr. J sending out this picture of a cigar wrapped like a dinosaur? Trying to buy that shit for me to smoke.
Okay,
the hell's
so
wrong with you
this
people?
is he sent us this picture of a cigar, and somebody was smoking it, and it straight up looked like a dinosaur action figure, except it was straight tobacco.
And it's exactly a dinosaur. It's a which one's that one?
I don't know.
Brontosaurus, what it was.
Yeah, I don't know that's a dinosaur name.
Yeah, Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus?
Yes. Did you not go to school? Oh, you went to Christian
I went to
school.
Christian
Dinosaurs aren't real. My bad.
I just learned about lizards in creation.
Dinosaurs aren't real in church. All right, so.
Oh my gosh, where is this thing at, Robert?
What? Oh, I can't figure out where it is.
Oh, I found it.
Did you find it? Okay, what was his name? I know I posted his name
Hang
above
on.
it. Are you going to play it?
I think we can. I'm gonna connect real quick to the board, and we're just gonna
play around and figure this out. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
So his name is
Okay. Are you ready?
Jared Freed or Fried, whatever. 37 in singles. The show.
All right.
Is it working?
I don't hear it.
Ever come across. They'll be standing next to their wives. They'll look young men.
Okay. Oh, trying it again.
Here you go.
Married men are the worst marketing team for marriage that you have ever come across. They'll be standing next to their wives. They'll look young men in the eyes. They'll be like, don't do it. And then the wife is in on it weirdly. She's like, oh, Robert's so funny. And then he keeps going. He's like, every morning is worse than the last. And then she's still laughing. He's like, oh my God, he's like a comedian, just like you. And then he's like, ha 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 ha. You ever watch a horror movie, you know, when they go to the gas station before the mountain they're going to get murdered on? And there's that old guy who's like, you don't want to go home. That's every married man I've ever met in my entire... Don't go to Marriage Mountain. There ain't no blowjobs up there. There's a lot of long-winded stories without an ending on that mountain. And you gotta go to bed at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, and that wasn't even the funniest part of the show. It was just what I was listening to at the moment when you guys were texting me.
Yeah. So that's what Rob sent us. That's kind of fun. We can do that now.
Jared Freed on Netflix, 37 and single. You gotta watch it. It's hilarious. Make sure you're drinking because maybe that's why it was so hilarious.
It does make comedy a lot better.
It does make comedy a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting into a lot of the comedy specials on Netflix. There are a lot of really good ones on there.
Yeah, there are.
Oh my God.
Well, and from a lot of comedians that you've it's a great way to introduce yourself to new comedians because
It
if
is.
they have a Netflix special, they're obviously somebody.
Yeah. And honestly, most of them, I've went through and I've watched a couple of them for like 2 minutes. If they don't catch me in the first 2 minutes, they're done.
Yeah.
So, but most of them are so good about knowing how to catch you in the first 2 minutes, and you got to listen to the whole thing.
Rob's favorite comedian is Amy Schumer.
No, I still haven't listened to any of her stuff. I can't imagine that being funny.
You've never
Sorry.
listened to any of her
No.
stuff? Yeah, don't worry
No, I
about it.
can't imagine her being even a little bit funny.
Well,
What was the other ones we listened to? The one you had me listen to first.
oh, this is not happening.
What was his name?
Segura. Tom Segura.
Tom Segura. Yeah, he's funny too.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Gosh, that's kind of fun being able to plug things into the board now. That's
I know,
actually
isn't
kind of
that
cool.
cool?
I like that.
Um,
I like that.
I'll probably have to equalize that audio out at the other end because it could be
It
loud.
was a little
but
loud. Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Well, hopefully we don't get like any cease and desist from the comedian.
Dude,
He's not listening to
it
this.
was
but it'd be
literally
funny.
a video you recorded on your iPhone, played through my iPhone
True.
over Bluetooth to this board. If somebody gives us a cease and desist, honestly, it means they're a fan of the show. So,
Well, and my other thought was, we're giving this guy some publicity.
yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, does he not want to? I mean, we're talking about how funny the guy is. That's his whole point of
hilarious.
life is to
Yeah.
be funny. So
I am switching over to this Brothers of the Leaf broadleaf whiskey. It is a straight rye whiskey finished in toasted white oak casks. It is 119.2 proof. This is batch numero uno. And Rob, you said this was MGP? Sure is.
it is, yes.
Distilled in Indiana, finished and bottled in Louisville, Kentucky by Broadleaf Whiskey LLC. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. I do like MGP rye. You know, Rob, we could hook that up to the board so everyone else can hear you, the fact that you're low on insulin or your blood sugar's way out of whack.
It's not out of whack. It's just I ran out of insulin, so I got to change it when we get down here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I won't
I
make
felt
you
like
get
that
into
was going to
it.
be one that you're going to really enjoy. Like I said, I'll be anxious to see what you think. I don't feel like it does anything like the typical 95.5 rye. I feel like it's totally different.
It is.
It's more spicy to me than typical 95.5, but I enjoyed it.
No, I think it's pretty on par with the 95.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're more familiar than I am with it.
Well, a lot of people, especially a lot of the Indiana brands that are currently using Indiana 95.5, are buying it and keeping it young because honestly, 95.5 at 2 or 3 years is just spicy and medicinal, and there's a market for that.
There
and
is.
Hello, I'm the market for that.
You are. Yep.
So people will actually eat that up, but this is fantastic. It's super toasted.
Yeah.
Like really toasted.
Yeah, and it definitely, and one of the things that they were saying on the show with Alan Bishop, which his show is, I believe it was on Distillers Talk. I'm not sure if it was that one. He's got 2 or 3 shows.
I don't know how he does everything.
Oh my gosh, that guy is so busy. Maybe that's why we're having a hard time connecting too much with
Yeah.
stuff. Although when I text him, he does text right back. So, but when he was talking to him, the guys were saying that they're really working on trying to, and similar to what we do, trying to work with creating whiskeys that pair well with cigars.
Yeah.
And
Well, they did it. This pairs fantastic with the
I
Lawless.
thought so too. And I really want to try their bourbon, but the liquor store I was at was out of stock of it, so I couldn't get any of it.
We should reach out to these guys and get them on the show.
That's what I thought too. And Alan shouted us out to him
Cool.
on their show about we need to do some collaboration. So I'm all about it. So I'll probably get that contact from Alan and see if we can get him on the show.
Yeah,
Since they're
absolutely.
in Kentucky, obviously we'll have to probably call them in, but that shouldn't be a problem.
No,
Be anxious to see how good the quality is. 'Cause I've heard other shows that do the call-ins. They're absolutely crap quality.
So the nice thing is about the board that we're using, the only point of bad audio quality will be their side because
Yeah.
we're still going to have this set up on our end.
Right, but a lot of those call-ins are just so brutally bad.
Yeah. You just the
It is
person
what it
on the
is.
other end just has to be mindful and has to put in some headphones and not, if
Well,
you've got AirPods, talking to your AirPods and it'll do fine.
It should do fine. Yeah. But
The
they are
video
in
will probably
Kentucky.
lack on those, but
I think they're in Louisville, so they shouldn't have any issues with connectivity or anything.
do you really think Kentucky is that bad?
The outskirts, I'm sure, are. I mean, they're probably like Southern Indiana, man. There's no freaking coverage anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on Kentucky, but it's so spread out between city to city. I mean, hell, some of those distilleries you go to out in the
Dog,
middle of
we're
nowhere
out
have
in
nothing.
Ingalls. We're in Ingalls.
We're 10 minutes from Fisher's, dude. Come on.
We don't even have anything out there, dude. We have a Dollar General
Yeah, we do.
and a dive bar.
Yes, it's for sale. If you want to buy a dive bar and you want to
Please
create
do.
something special,
Yeah,
do it,
it'd be
man.
a great place for a barbecue joint.
Oh, I think it'd be an amazing spot for a barbecue joint. It would kill it. You wouldn't believe the amount of traffic we get going down this road, traveling from north to south. I think you could do really well.
So if you know how to run a stick burner and have some investors behind your back,
And they have a new kitchen,
they do.
so they got that going for them. They've got some new stuff inside
Well, in
and
that
outside.
patio, like my thought is on the patio is
Open it up a little bit more.
open it up, put a fence so where people aren't walking by your smokers, but put all your smokers out on the patio and ventilate it well.
Yeah. Put a couple garage doors up there so you can actually
Heck
open
yeah.
it more, and I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, you'd be in business really easily.
Yes. And we'll only ask for a 10%, bump on what you pay
We're not
for it.
asking for anything other than for you to come on the show and bring your food.
Yes, and be a good neighbor, because that's one of the cool things we've had with them from start was, when they have a big event, we tell them, you need some overflow parking, come over here. If we have an event, they say the same thing. You have overflow parking, come over here. I would love to find someone where we could do some collaborative events where we just shut down the road in between us and we just have a big party between the two.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun. And, obviously right now with what they're doing, it may not benefit them that much, but it could be if you did
It
some
would
really
be cool
good food, it'd be great.
to do a full like cigar fest, have a bunch of people out there selling their product and get a
We'll
couple
just call it
food
Smoke
trucks.
Fest, and we'll have
Smoke Fest.
smoked meat and smoked
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
smoked this. We'll do all the smoked bourbons too.
Is Smoke at the Creek still going to be happening?
I don't know.
I hadn't heard anything
I
about
did
it.
see somebody post something about the BCA doing their show this year down in Miami or in Florida or
Okay.
something. So I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to do it. I mean, I know a lot of people around here enjoyed it, but the BCA decided to finally join the PCA, which they should have been all along. It should have never been two different
they
groups.
were both fighting for the same thing.
And
just
the
with
PCA's got all the dollars to it,
Yeah.
so put it all together. So I'm assuming there's what I saw was they're going to be moving it around a little bit now, but I don't know if it really makes any sense to even do it other than just do everything together.
Yeah.
But
totally.
it is what it is. It is nice though because if you were down at the Cedar Creek, the Smoke on the Creek, you saw that they had a lot. It wasn't just boutiques; it was like hyper boutiques.
Yeah.
They had a couple of brands that were a little bit bigger, but they were the hyper boutiques. That's not a bad thing having a little show for just a really, really, really small guys to get their name out there.
Oh, and you're talking when you say hyper boutiques, these are people that don't even own a farm or a factory.
Yeah, I mean, you're
they're
like
having stuff.
I think one of the biggest sellers down there was probably Family by Loyalty. I think La Galera's been there before, which I was kind of shocked,
yeah.
but I don't remember that for sure.
So it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Brad's pretty active.
I know Blanco. Blanco's been there the last couple of years. He might have been probably the biggest one there. So yeah, it is what it is. Karen Berger, I think her crew
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah, I did see that.
So it is some of those hyper boutique.
And the nice thing about that property is that they have a liquor license, and they also had kind of the makings for a distillery. They had their own MGP product for a while,
And that's all they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
They're only
Yeah.
going to source.
which they're more of a tourist attraction than anything. And it's kind of nice that they realize that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
per back to our conversation with Alan Bishop about what happens when the whiskey quits booming.
Yeah.
That
was really kind of a cool conversation because I think we've probably had 5 other conversations since then with different people, and everyone seems to be on that same thing. It's like the little guys are going to be fine as long as they have a destination place.
Yeah.
The big guys are not going away anytime soon. It's going to be those middle tier people that are going to be struggling. And if you have a place like Starlight, I would consider as a middle tier.
Yeah.
But they also are a destination spot. They have a lot going on. They got the winery. They got everything with a farm you can do. So they'll be fine.
I think when that happens, Starlight's going to double down into more of their flavored products.
Yeah.
And honestly, they do it well.
They kind of already have.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Oh, yeah. They're calling it finished, but we know.
I know.
Nah, I can't punk on them for it because they do a good job at most of their finishes. So
I honestly feel like in Indiana they were kind of the ones coming out and saying we're going to unashamedly finish bourbon and do it well.
Well,
and they did,
and that's what they've done. I think when people like Hard Truth get into that business, they should consult the Hubers because they got it nailed down to a science.
Yeah, they do.
I've tried some of Alan Bishop's finished stuff, and he does a really good job too. But man, if there's a specific finishing barrel you're wanting to try at your distillery, Starlight's already done it.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine anything that they haven't already done.
The thing I like about what Alan does is Alan's not stuck on bourbon and rye. Alan is like, what's the next weird thing I can do? And he really leans into the weird in a good way. I mean, I'm giving him a compliment here. He's into the absinthe and the aquavit and the weird brandies and stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing some great stuff, and I feel like that's where his mark is going to be made. Even though he makes good bourbon, Lee Sinclair, and he makes great ryes with Solomon and all those, I feel like his name is going to be really start to become synonymous with the outliers.
Oh yeah,
and I'm going to be all about helping him get there because I absolutely love what he's doing.
Yeah,
and he's a cool dude.
He is a really
cool dude.
You know, in the musician space, we call those people musicians. Like the people that they just do it on another level. Like most, especially in the worship thing, most people can do that.
Yeah.
But there are a certain breed of musicians that do it extremely well. And I mean, I would say that about Alan, that he's a distiller's distiller. He's in it because he loves distilling.
Yeah.
It's just, I believe he goes to sleep and dreams about a new absinthe recipe.
Oh, I mean, shit, he's growing everything he can at his house just so he can play with it.
Yeah.
I love the story he told us about how his parents realized, I know you're young and you're going to be drinking because we're into distilling.
Yeah.
So here's a still, figure it out.
Uh-huh.
And when you get something good, bring it to us.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of cool because he's like, oh, now I got to figure out how to actually do this. And he did.
He did.
And he did it from a grassroots standpoint, and he's still in that mindset. You talk to this guy, you think, this is just a backyard moonshiner.
I mean, he smokes Lucky Strikes.
He does. He does. And that was something I heard him talk about on this other show, was when he started it. I think it was when he started it, Spirits of French Lick. He's smoking Lucky Strikes, and he's smoking them. And the distiller, a lot of times not distillers, but distillery owners will say, make sure you have a clean palate when you're doing this stuff. We want it all to be clean. They're like, he's like, is it okay for me to keep smoking cigarettes? He's like, dude, if that's what you're creating your profiles from, don't change.
Yeah.
You keep doing what you're doing because obviously your palate is designed for that. So he's like, I smoke Lucky Strikes and make whiskey.
And he does a good job at it.
He does.
Rob, I am plenty into the final third on my cigar, and you're hardly touching the second third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you've been doing.
I'm smoking right. I'm living good.
I'm not uneven.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Whatever.
I'll teach you one day, young sensei.
Whatever. Dude.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun couple weeks once we get these new picks in. We're getting closer to fall. I know it's been stupid hot, but once this airs, we're going to be back in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And I'm kind of hoping we're going to have a nice long fall and not just jump right into winter.
That would be really nice.
Because, I was telling Lisa, yesterday, I'm like, mid 70s, we're going to see everybody running around in sweatshirts in the mid 70s because we've been mid 90s for a while.
It's been painful. I haven't even cut my grass just because it's not going anywhere right now.
Yeah. All you'll do is burn it up right now.
Yeah.
But
And I have stakes and crap in my yard because I'm getting a fence soon.
Oh, nice. Something else the wife wanted?
Yes. I don't care. Like, it'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
All right, so the property next to you, is that you don't own that yet? Are you looking to?
I told the guy I'd be
because that is a
interested in
beautiful
it.
view to the north.
It is a beautiful view to the north. I told the guy that I wanted the property, and he was like, "I'll sell it to you for $20,000." And I said,
Nope.
"You have 15 into it." I said, "When you get tired of paying the property taxes, I've got 10 for you."
Yeah. Well, and like you said, the easement's so far off the road, there's no way you can build anything on it. Just extend your patio or
Well,
something.
and come to find out, that
Small
guy,
rick house.
after he realized how big of a place he could build on it, he went and bought another property, and he's currently building on another one. So by the time he finishes one building project, which will probably be a year and a half, 2 years,
You could sell him your property for a nice big jump.
I don't care. I mean,
Although then you have to buy something.
yeah, Victoria kept talking about moving, and I finally told her, I said, "Hey, if you want to dump money into this place and make it everything you want to be, let's do that, because I've got 120 in my house, and it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot on a third of an acre."
And you're getting ready to build a big 400 and some square foot patio on it, so
Yeah.
you'll have a lot of nice outdoor space.
But it's like, if we were to move anywhere, this house, if we were to move on the north side like she'd like to,
yeah,
this house is going to cost $300,000.
possibly,
And
depending
it's
on
like,
where you are.
Yeah, it's just like, there's no reason to move. We'll just get you in a Prius. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, and she travels around for her
She
job, so
does.
it's not like she's needing to be at a specific base anyway.
Serious.
You're going to be the one that's figuring out your travel plans and stuff. So
Yeah. I'm still trying to talk her into letting me buy a 4Runner, but I got to start making more money before I can do that.
it'll happen. You're what, 18 still?
Yeah,
So
18,
you got plenty of time.
19 on
19.
a good day, 12 other days.
12 on most days. Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah. In the final third of the cigar, it's kicking up. More black pepper on the retro hill for me.
Yeah.
Those baking spices have kind of intensified. There's almost a clove note on the palate. But it still carries through a lot of those dark Maduro notes.
It does. It definitely smokes more like a full-bodied Maduro than it does a Habano.
Yeah.
But you still get, like you said, a lot of those baking spice, almost, and not in a bad way, almost that kind of vegetal, which might be what you're talking about, clove kind of thing going there. It's just a really good cigar, and it's a long cigar. This is a Churchill. We've been going an hour and 20 minutes, and I still probably got an hour and 20 minutes left on the cigar.
I
on me.
think I've got like 15 more.
Yeah, but that's normal.
Yeah.
I'm not normal.
Yeah. Rob doesn't smoke cigars. He just pretends.
It's only went out once on me. It's fine. Bow, 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 bow.
Are you ready?
Go.
We can close this out, Rob.
Go.
We're going to go long.
What?
You can't hear anything because it's going to be the outro music.
I can't hear anything in the outro music. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what's about to be playing.
Oh, yeah?
So you want to wrap it up?
I can't hear it.
Yeah, I know. I got to fade it in.
I thought you pushed the button for the intro.
Yeah, but it's also our outro music.
Oh, so the buttons work for two different things.
No, it's the same song.
Oh, I got you. All right, cool.
Well, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah,
You
that was
can find me on Instagram at the Whiskey Pastor.
Yep, and I'm at Final Third Cigar. Thanks for listening in, and we will see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers. One more for the road. See you guys
Later.
Schnitzel, bitches.